You may just want to. Are you in touch with compliance? You know who we mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Just wanted to warn you. I honestly have not watched it in detail because it came through this morning, but I skipped through it. And the parts that I know the video very well. In fact, the voice, the person who does the video, we know that person really well too.
Cool.
Yeah. So, okay, I pressed the record here. I'm going to press a record on Zoom as well, just so we have it on all platforms. And you can watch it forever after or share it with the team if you want it or whatever it is. So I think that's all recording.
It's recording.
So welcome, Brandon. This is your decade in a day. So our intention for this call for the next couple of hours is two things. One, we will talk all about the system launch, and I know you've been very fast creating tools for the system. We can talk about all that. But the major part of the call, I feel we want to spend a bit of time on your strategy to go to your 7 figures, meaning going from where you're at right now to scaling your business. And so we want to look at a bit of your structure. We're probably going to get the good old flip chart out and maybe draw some things for you and go through some strategy so that by the time the system is launched, we know exactly where we're looking at some KPIs, some key performance indicators for you and for your leaders so that, that can scale really fast for you.
And obviously the reason it's called Decade in a Day is because we're going to say probably a bunch of stuff that probably is going to go but you're going to have it recorded so you can go back anytime. And we want to make sure that, you kind of have a broader idea of what the system can do, how your structure of events kind of can be or should be, or we suggest that you do, so you can actually have a continuity on how to grow and scale the business to the 7-figure mark per year. So if you don't understand anything, if just feel free to stop us and ask as many questions as you need anytime.
Sometimes we get a little excited and talk fast and go through a few concepts, but really, we just want to guide you through whatever it is. Is your internet better inside?
Oh yeah, I was just sitting out the front on the balcony. The internet a bit scratchy.
Got it. No worries.
Cool.
Fantastic. Okay, so let's maybe start by you sharing with us a little bit about the structure of the business and approximate kind of turnovers of each of the parts. And then we're going to go to where you want to be 12 months from today and how we can get you there.
Okay. Yeah, cool. I'm sure you're aware that the company's uni level, so you can have as many people on the front line. I in the earliest business, and it was quite funny that no one really knew how to structure business because no one had really had any experience before. So I've 2 people on my front, well actually they're all on my front line, but I've placed them differently. So I've got basically got 2 legs. Now, it's now my understanding that that's not the most beneficial. And I'm in the process of building some more legs. But I've actually people under these 2 legs because initially that was my wife and my sister. Then I realised that building a partner's leg is not beneficial on their own. So I actually said to my mate, do you want to take over this leg? And he's just sort of taken it on. He's been a bit slow, but he has lots of... So I think I've got 2 legs in my group, which is generating volume. Only enrolled, I've got 30 odd promoters, 37 I think, but only about 10 to 12 are active, actively chasing and in. So they've been placed in the organisation.
So these 10 are sometimes within these 2 legs. They're not apart from these 2 legs.
Team volume is level 1, 2, and 3, and I've got, say, 37 level 1. I've actually placed them and my group volume now, I don't know, it's called the placement tree.
We know you can.
You can play, cool, place the personally enrolled. So they're underneath there on level 2 or level 3.
Right. Got it. But
Now,
they're within those two legs, right? They're not outside those two legs.
oh, yes, yeah, 100%.
Cool. Okay. And outside those two legs, do you have anyone at all, or this is what you're now starting to just build out?
I do have another few like guys that are new in that are getting into the swing of things. No one's really doing anything big yet, but so there are other legs, yes.
Right. Okay. So we will look at the Prove It compensation. As far as I remember from Prove It compensation, as long as you have 3 really solid legs, I believe then you can really build out to the maximum level. Am I correct?
Yes, yeah.
And you're level 8 now.
Yeah, rank A. Build up, got to rank 8. I've just short, even though you're always known as a rank 8 once you hit it. Fell just short, the after and a little bit further. So I've actually gone up in the last 2 months, not cool. So I hit about 250,000 is rank 8. I hit 220 last month. So, and I find this is really great that we're now sort of hit that high point and starting to plateau. Like, people are falling out of the business. And funny enough, I don't know where. Like, I don't know the holes are. Mm-hmm. So I think we're in business at the perfect time.
Yes. Yeah, so that you don't miss out more, have that attrition coming out, and you keep having to replace fast. That's right. So
yes.
So okay, and the rank 10 is how much turnover? Where do we want to be in 12
million
months?
Volume.
1 million per month in volume, and then there's some conditions, right? There's like it should not be for more than one leg 33% or something like this.
70%, 50%. So I could have one leg at 700,000 or the other legs at 300. The client.
Right.
But then you need team volume. So I think team volume for rank 9 is 100,000 in 750,000 in group. So I have the team, like I get over 100,000 in team volume every month, but only get like 20 in group volume. Like there's something missing. So 3 levels where people I have a lot of with, they're successful. But the 5 levels below that,
so
the admission, they fall off.
Right. So take me back. What is defined as a group volume? Miguel has the compensation plan. Just enlarge it a little bit. What is the group volume? The difference between team and group? Group is the first few levels.
3 levels. Group is the whole 8.
Okay. So for rank 9, we need $500,000 worth of team volume.
Now 100,000.
Oh, only 100. And how much for the group? 20,000.
750. 750.
For the whole team.
Group.
And so you're saying right now we have 220 for the whole team. How much is the first 3 levels? Only 20. We're writing it all down.
Say that again, sorry.
Right now, your first 3 levels are only how much?
Oh, they're about 100,000 volume.
Okay, but the total team right now is 220, right?
So total group, 220.
Yes. So what you were saying, I get
Yeah.
it now. You were saying my top 3 ranks are basically almost like half of the team. The top 3 levels. It's almost like, I'm so... And that's very typical for strong leadership. People who bring in a lot of skill into network marketing, even though you say, I don't have experience, you're bringing in a lot of skill and leadership. And you can lead, like you do most of your work yourself. But then imagine if we now build out the leadership and duplication so that it goes out to 20 levels, right? And that's what you're very right. We need to, times 10 your team volume from your group. So that's exactly it.
Yes.
Got it. And for the rank 10, what is the first 3 levels volume need to be? I got it for rank 9 to be 100. What is it for rank 10?
150. 50.
Oh, got it. Okay, 150 and 1 million. Okay, which is, you already got that, right?
I'm just going to check that 100%.
Can you just open those volumes for the
Foundation.
rank 1 to this one right here? Okay,
team is 250.
Yeah.
250 for 10.
250 and 1 million. That's where we want to be in 1 year. So
Yeah.
Right. So you're almost there in the first 3 levels. Like they're pretty strong, and obviously the very high quality product that Pruvit has, it's unlikely that may drop because people love using the product. But I think we need to figure out the rest. Okay, great. So you said 37 people at level 1, and how about higher leadership rank? Like how many people do you have that are higher than that, and who they are and stuff like that?
Okay, so I have my sister, she's 7.
Mm-hmm.
I have my best mate, he's ranked 6.
Yep.
I have another lady who's ranked 6, Karen.
Yep.
So these 3 are in our little group of 5, plus Clint. So
Yep.
Clint's about a rank 4.
Right.
Clint doesn't like to follow systems. Clint's fever and just doesn't grow.
Right.
It's very science in his.
Right.
So he needs as well. Like he knows he needs it
That's right.
and he's ready to make changes. Yeah. So Clint's in there, and there's another lady on my rank 2 who's ranked 6. There's another lady who fell 400 BV short of rank 6 last month. So we're working with her to get there.
Got it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I got about 7 or 8 people who are, kind of real leaders that you've already built out to about, at least 4, but most of them are rank 6.
Yes.
Okay, great. And so these are now in the 2 legs, and for you to have a little more leverage of the risk that you're building out through so that not everything is in 2 legs, perhaps 3 is the optimum. We're going to probably look for 1 more leg that you're building, and you're going to stack everyone that you will personally be bringing in over the next 3 to 4 months, right? So that's the first thing is like, so how many, like the people you just told us, rank 6 and 7, are they mainly in 1 leg, or are they kind of even between the 2 strong legs?
4 are in 1 leg,
Right.
it's in the other leg.
Okay, so 1 leg is obviously that one that will be the biggest one.
The 70%, yeah.
Yeah, but they're 50-50 at the moment. The leg with the 1 is actually the strongest one.
Okay, so let's say out of 220, you got almost 100 in each, and then some other, little BBs.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
About 100K in each, right? And then a little bit 20K over there. Okay, I got it. Okay. So I feel like, the best way that you can go below 3 levels, in network marketing is you need to be really on top of who is coming into your team, and then recognizing that leadership potential that you're really good at doing anyway, from where you come from, and then building out those leaders into real depth. So there's 2 things here. One, these people that are really strong, they need to be introducing you on a 3-way call to everyone that has any kind of influence or potential as they come into the team. Somebody who's already transitioned from a profession, they have lots of influence, lots of people they know, they need to be on a 3-way call as soon as they join with you, and these 6 or 7 people are in charge of that. Even if they're not the sponsor, even if it's 2 or 3 levels from them, their new job is to introduce this potentially influential new leader that has no experience maybe to you. So three-way calls is going to be super, super important. How much of three-way calls do you do right now?
I do a few, not as many as I should. I've been trying to get my team to do like an introduction. All I've been trying to do is, okay, when you sign a new promoter, let's get a message where you actually run them, but add all your upline in there so they can actually see the step-by-step process, stepping stones.
Yeah.
So, hey, welcome. I'm only new in, and I'm ranked 2. Meet Bob, who's ranked 3. Bill, that's ranked. Joe, that's ranked 5. Nari, that's ranked 7, and Brandon, that's ranked. This is your upline. I've been trying to get. So that way, when this new person there, because the first 30 days are most important.
Right.
There's more sets of eyes on us and developing.
Yes.
And I was just thinking for 30 days, just be in the chat, show them that they've got support. Let's show them the timeline.
Yes.
So, 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, you can be rank 8 in 8 months.
Yes.
So the success and do that.
Yeah.
I've really been trying to get that, and I had to agree to do it. But man, it just doesn't happen.
Right. So I think it's almost, so what we always do is, maybe once a week we look at the reports through the genealogy tree, and we actually, I'm not familiar with the back office, we've not used it, but I think you can probably search people who are just coming in as promoters or perhaps have done something really fast in the first 2 weeks or the first 30 days.
Yeah.
So I would actually...
I get a text.
You get a text.
I get a notification. I get a text notification.
As soon as a promoter
every time
signs up. Great. So I would make sure proactively now, and I know this is a bit of work at the beginning, but it's like, I saw somebody come in your team, I want them on a three-way call tonight for 5 minutes. Forward that message to Karen. Karen, I just got a text. You got a new promoter somewhere in your tree. I would like to please meet them for 5 minutes tonight between 8 and 9 or whatever. You said half an hour for these calls at the end of the day and just, hey, welcome. And, the whole purpose of that call for you is welcome to this call. It's like you sorting through leaders. You know how I say the endless network marketing funnel? The prospect signed out, that's all cool, but now we're going to see how deep into that funnel really they can go. And, by being a coach and having worked with thousands of people, you'll just look for that. That's what you're looking for: leadership potential, for teachability, for how hungry they are to act on now, in that 5 minutes. That's going to be the very first important thing for you going deep, because let's say Karen has somebody 3 levels deep that just sponsored the promoter. You now link up with them. You give them a 30-day plan and a challenge. And now you're building a leader much deeper than before. See, the key to going 20 levels deep is having a leader 20 levels deep. So the sooner you can have a little bit of contact and just knowing that you have Karen in charge. Since we're on this call with Karen, who's also in your upline, she's going to keep you accountable. These are the actions. Here's the system. Here's the things. We're all on board. Come to the next event. This is a really short, it's like, here's the superstar Brandon, and Karen builds you up on this call. It's like, wow, you get to meet the person in our team, the leader that will also help you. And by edifying you in this way, she gives you the influence for you to really see and sort through this person and see maybe they're the next 20 levels deep leader. Okay, that is the best way to identify leadership deep in your team. So that's going to be one of the really strong things.
Who are the people that are investing with you at the end? What are their names and what level are they?
Sister? What's your sister's name?
Yeah, Nari, rank 7. Nari, N-Y-R-E-E. So she's 7. Then there's Rhett, R-H-E-T-T, ranks Karen, K-R-Y-N. She's ranked 6. She's nearly... And
Clint?
he's what, ranked 4.
Yeah. That's 4 and you're 5. Yeah, perfect.
And what was the one
Yes.
that I missed?
Karen, Rit, and Neri.
Right.
Perfect. We should meet at some point. We should do like a half an hour, say hello. And if you need it, like, and especially when
Yes.
you're telling them things, they're not quite hearing it from you because you're a
Yeah.
little closer than we are. That's when you can use us for, reinforcing what you've already said to them.
Are they all on the same leg?
Yes.
So they are all underneath each other. So who's on the top, who's beneath, and what is the structure in there?
So on one leg, we've got Nairi at the top.
Yep.
Then we've got Rhett at 2. Then
Yep.
we've got Clint at 3.
Yep.
And Karen is on the other leg
Okay.
at the top.
Okay. Oh, okay. Perfect. It's just to understand because that way you can actually then get them to work together. Maybe you can work a little bit. They can all work together anyway, but Karen then will be taking care of one of the legs for you because she has an investment already in the
Yes.
system and all that. But
Yeah.
the other 3 can also, that leg can be the one that brings you the 70% of the volume because you already have 3 people that are extremely committed to you, and then
Yeah.
then you can have the rest.
Okay. So is 12 months you want to be at rank 10, and when are we going for rank 9? Is that by convention, by event?
Oh, that'd be so good by September.
Oh, let's do
need
it.
a triple months by September. I can do it.
Yeah.
Like I've got the desire to do it, and the last 2 months I've realised I actually need the guidance.
So let's say August then, right? Because September is the convention.
So August would be
So
the
it would
month.
be August would be
Yep.
the month.
Okay. And so we want 100,000, which you already got on the first 3 levels, but we need to
Sweet.
triple the whole team's volume. Okay, cool.
Yes.
And one part is the system. We're going to talk about that. What is the infrastructure of the events? How do you guys see each other? I know your team is mainly in Australia, apart from France a little bit.
Yeah, I actually meet up. So Prove It got a little. They have a sale day of every month. So I've said to my guys, right, this month we'll be on the Gold Coast, and that's where I was. I'll be on the Gold Coast. 20 of my team came. We did a little bit of business training, shit training. Then we were together and really worked the sales. Like we leverage off each other's excitement and enthusiasm. Next be in Melbourne. So people will fly from Perth in Melbourne and we just hustle hard, for 24 hours.
Nice.
So I did it every month.
Very cool. So you're expanding different markets. And right now,
Yes.
physically, where is the majority of your promoters? What is kind of the epicenters in Australia? Where are they?
Australia, Brisbane, Gold Coast, Melbourne,
Mm-hmm.
and down along the couple in Sydney, so all down that east coast. But basically from Brisbane to Melbourne.
Got it. And do you guys have a monthly training event? Or is that what you're doing, replacing the training event?
Yes.
Got it. And when you
So
do
that,
Mhm.
yep, it turns into that training event, yes.
and do you get into a room full of people, like on the Gold Coast? What did you do? Did you rent a conference room and you guys sit around for a little bit and do some training?
Yeah.
Or?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Just, it's like a footy coach. Yeah. Right, this is our goal, this is our game plan, this is going to implement it. Let's do some role
Yep.
plays.
Yep.
fantastic.
My big thing is energy and confidence. And I was playing footy, you just had to be able to switch that on. Almost like, if Nicole Kidman's going to work today and she's had a really hard night, like when the director says action, you need to put. The same thing for us. If you got a 3-way call, bird choice and be on.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Show energy. And that's what I try and teach. That's what my expertise lies.
Fantastic. And
Very
so I'm thinking, because what I'm trying to now understand is I don't know how much of the training you've gone through already, but you will notice that in our training, we're very big on that 30-day momentum cycle that goes 21 days, event, 7 days. Have you gone through that part at all? Probably
No,
not.
not yet. Not yet.
Probably not. It's I think module 4 or 5, and then in the other platform you've got a whole program that expands on that, 6 hours on that part. It's called Q Momentum. It's a very important thing, and we're going to talk a little bit on that right now.
Yeah.
It's about, in a 30-day cycle, people cannot always go at the same rate, the same speed. And I like what you're doing. You're going into a center and you push people really hard and training, and it all couples together. So what is really, how the structure works is event happens 21 days prior to the event is like the normal pace. And this would be 3 people, you talk to and invite through the link and share the video, and then do your meetings little bit by bit and just steady pace. Then the event happens, and then for 7 days after the event, because you just created that excitement and confidence and through skill, you now go really hard. So everyone's activity level goes up 3 times. So instead of just sharing 3 links, you're sharing 10 links, right? And stuff like that. And so what I feel that what you're already doing is great. The only thing I would do is I would make sure that people in Gold Coast, Melbourne, Sydney, or Brisbane who are not in the center where you're physically at, they also need to be in the room, and you're doing a Zoom so everyone's listening to Brandon. And eventually there's leaders, that are also doing it with you and so on. Because after that event, you all common, you're unifying the team. Duplication quite a lot of time is exactly what you've been doing all your life, is unifying them in one common objecting, future-paced goal. And, then for a very short period of time, in this case, it's not a game of footy, but it's the next 7 days, right? The next 7 days is like, we're going to go hard for 7 days. Let's set the goal for the next 7 days. It's the end of the month. I wonder, and these are some ideas, and then we'll come back and structure it so it suits what you're doing already. I wonder if you do that around the 21st of the month, and then for the next 7 days, everyone in their own city goes really hard to close the month and go to the next rank. Make sense?
Okay, so what I do is a 14-day course before the event, and I one to do per day. So, like day, I say, hey, I'll watch this video, and it's Rise of the Entrepreneur.
Yes.
And the group, what you got there, we build up over 14 days. The 14th is when we're face to face together. So I really like that idea we did after this one, to join into groups of 5 with people they don't know, and have a week accountability exercises, what they need to do to. So if they said, I need to talk to 2 people a day, kept accountable to that, and if they don't do it, they had to pay a financial consequence. But I can see what you're saying, that after the event and this leader, I can actually accelerate them for 7 days, keep them accountable to each other, and say, hey, 2's bullshit, 5. You got to talk to 5 people next.
Great.
I should be busy as all hell on 3-way calls every single day. I love that. That's brilliant.
And it all comes to the common objective of everyone ranking up at the end of the month, right? It's all in, and the whole thing behind it is, you know this better than us. You can't run hard for the whole month and then you're burnt out for the rest of your life. It's like short, and in network marketing, we've trialed a lot of things. About 7 days or 5 to 7 days towards the end of the month is the push. And then you're like, it's not giving them a break, it's going down to the normal pace, day to day. Like you're saying, 2 or 3 a day, right? That simple thing. And, through that time before the next event, you obviously got the system, which is what you're already saying. You got them to do 1 thing a day, and they'll have training inside the new system as well. So they're getting prepared and taking action consistently. And then again, boom, I'm going to be in Melbourne live, but everyone else will be watching. All the teams will be physically in one place together. 20 people in Brisbane, 50 here, 30 here, and we're linking up on Zoom. That is our event date. And now for 7 days, we're going to go hard again. And what you'll see, Miguel's probably you want to draw up the momentum? Oh, that's
Yes,
beautiful.
yeah.
Why don't you go ahead? That's really cool. Isn't
So I
it a
just
bit
wanted
bright?
to, I don't know, are you very visual? Like you when you see things, is it better for you to understand it sometimes?
It's a bit
I'm like that, that's what I'm saying. I'm
Yeah.
very, I
very
like
bright
drawing
here in
and-
I'm
Brisbane.
kinesthetic.
Great.
so
If
what
If
Masha,
I draw it as you do it, I'll be.
yes.
Come closer. I think.
So let me just put it closer.
We just closed the window because there's so much sun here.
Can you see?
Yes.
Yeah, perfect, excellent. So what Masha was saying, the program is called Q Momentum. That's the one that Masha was talking about. And the cycle is a 30-day cycle. So the first 21 days is called mobilization. So basically, you're gonna get people to do, to invite. You do home meetings, presentations, all these things, the usual stuff, right? But what you're doing is concentrating and trying to build a little bit of, getting people to get into action, right? And the whole system relies on, after you do all these events, the main event that everybody's gonna register for is usually the monthly event. And that event is usually about 2 days, right? You have a little bit of, you have an opportunity, you have training and personal development maybe, and some other things, but usually 2 days, right? So everything that you do here, all the events, the last thing that people need to do, or the checklist, for example, when somebody registers, they need to register for the next big event, which is the monthly event usually. It could be the convention, the same, right? So then you have the 2-day event, and by the time the 2-day event is finished, before everybody leaves, right, you're gonna give them a call to action. And that call to action is going to be what we call momentum, right? The momentum phase, which is the 7 days after the event, 1 week, where people are gonna go flat out. Like, they're not gonna burn out, hopefully, but they're gonna be very close to that. But what is going to happen is that you're gonna get everybody to do 3 times the activity that they usually do, right? So you're gonna have a home meeting probably for the next 7 days, every day, right? And that's the next thing that I wanted to show you in terms of how the numbers can grow, how the momentum really happens. Let me see if I can read this one. So, and the reason for that is when you do one presentation a week, it happens very slow, right? So you want to kind of push it really hard and go flat out, and everybody needs to be on that page, right? So on Monday, this is the beauty of doing that. On Monday, you get, let's say that you only get one guest, right? That guest comes to the presentation on Monday, they have a look, they like it, right? The first thing, obviously, now that you have the system, every single person that shows up on the home presentation, they would have had a look to the video, right? You would have been on a 3-way, but they are not 100% sure. They are putting their money together. So regardless of that, they're gonna come to the presentation, right, as a way to close the business. When they come, they have a look to the presentation, they will decide whether they want to start or not. Regardless of that, what everybody needs to do is to get the person, let's say Masha, and saying, Masha, I know that you're kind of ready to get started, that's right. So now, while you're putting your money together, while you're signing up, if you're not going to be signing up today, I'm in the business of getting people into profit as fast as possible. Do you want me to help you to get into profit as fast as possible?
Yes.
And Masha obviously will say, yeah, of course. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to make a few phone calls, right? And we're going to do it today. And we're going to invite people. We have another presentation like this one tomorrow. So my goal is to get you to bring at least 2 to 3 guests or people with you, friends of yours, that you think and we believe can actually be in the same kind of business to get into profit fast, right? So Masha is gonna come again on Tuesday, right? And she's gonna bring another 2 people, okay? And I think you can see the numbers, how this can grow. So Masha comes, let's say for whatever reason, she hasn't signed up 100% yet, she's right there, but not 100%. And she brings 2 friends. They have a look to the presentation. Obviously, these 2 also have been through the funnel, right? And they come just to check out who you are and what you do and if it's real and all that. By the time the presentation is finished, when these people are ready to get started, they're excited to get started, guess what happens to Masha? Masha
Gotta sign up now.
gotta sign up, right? Indirect pressure. So you're not pushing Masha to sign up, but she's like, hang on, I don't wanna miss out, right? The same with these people. Every time somebody comes, the next thing I'm gonna tell every single person that is ready, almost ready, right, is, are you in the business of getting into profit fast? Let me help you to make your money back by the end of the week. and you do that every single day
So
throughout the week.
let's step one step back, okay? So what we're suggesting is you do this Zoom call and you are in one physical location. You're connecting all the locations, each of them connected with Zoom. They're doing a physical meeting. Everyone's together in a physical meeting. Then for the next 7 days, in their own locations, they have a meeting maybe Monday to Friday. So it's really intense. So during the day, all they're doing is getting on the phone and sharing the video and following up on three-way calls. And at the end of the day, maybe, or middle of the day, they have a little presentation to close people fast and get them to the next one next day. And that happens for 5 days or so at end of the month, real push, right? But then as you finish these 7 days, we got to finish this madness for a while, give people a chance to recover. And we're going to go back into, just doing maybe 1 or 2 this week. And these home meetings are not just in Brandon's house. They are in, and that's one KPI. We're going to help you to scale from here to 1 million. How many home meetings are happening in your business in Australia? Does that kind of make sense? I just want to take a step back.
I'm going fast.
Yeah, go on.
So
No, it's good.
Yeah.
So the bottom line is that momentum, the compound effect when you hit that momentum, when you see it's I'm going back to sport. It's like when the team is winning every single weekend, and you see that they are in that mindset that everything is happening and they get more and more and more and more momentum. This is exactly the same because they see things happening. So and then what you're doing is, how can I scale that? Is by getting these leaders. They are starting to have a group of 5, 6 people to go and have their own, right? And what you're doing, instead of being physically on every single one of them, what you're doing is you're getting to dial into those meetings. So you're gonna have a schedule of all the meetings that they're doing, and your only job, you're gonna probably have it on a Monday or a Tuesday or Wednesday, yours, but the rest of the week, you're gonna be dialing into Masha's event in a Zoom call like this, for example. At the end of the event, you already have set up a time where Masha will call you, right? And you will say, hi, this is Brandon, I'm a level this. You're going to tell your story and you're going to close the meeting, and then Masha will keep doing the rest of the stuff.
So here, we just told you something really important. And there's 2 programs on the other platform that we gave you access to that go into detail of this. The Ultimate Pajama Party, which is the home business presentations and how to scale them. Because we don't want you to go and do 1,000 presentations every day for the rest of your life. That's not the game. We want to, make sure that there's momentum. Then Brandon sits at home and shows up for 5 minutes to every home presentation around the country, and there could be 100, right? And very, very soon your leaders are doing that, and you're doing other things. And then the other one is 3-way calls. And what Miguel was just saying about dialing, it's actually a scale up of the 3-way call. Imagine you're dialing into Perth. There's 100 people there at a meeting. That's the 3-way call you just did right there. Okay, so that's how we're talking about a few different things, how you're going to be scaling them, and just kind of taking it
yes,
there.
At the end of the day, again, it's not how much harder you can work, because we know you can work really, really hard, right? We all can. We are very driven, but at the end of the day, you're going to burn out, right? So instead of that is, okay, now that I know the system, how everybody's working, now it's like, how can I clone myself? And that would be everybody that has seen your working process, they can go and duplicate that. And by, first month, second month, third month, or 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you can see how is your home meetings are going to be multiplying, and you can see how the momentum is getting built. So on a 30-day cycle basis, in terms of how your business is going to grow, is the following. So here's the time, right? The time and the growth. So when you start the 20-day cycle, it's going to go just a little bit like this. Then you hit that, that event, and after the event, you have the momentum phase. This is what's going to happen to your team and to your income, right? Then after that, people are tired. They've been working really their butt off and all that. But you will see that a little bit your income and your kind of activity for your team is going to peak a little bit down, but it's normal, The good thing is you're already 1 level up, as you can see here, okay? Because you have more people, you have more momentum. What you're going to be doing in the first 21 days is, start to have home meetings, training. So you're getting all these new people ready, again, for the next event. and again another momentum, right? And then again. So what happens, basically your business is always gonna go like this, kind of like that. But you will see that from the moment you start and you finish, it's gonna go like that. It doesn't go like this and then like that. No, it goes exactly like that, but with little bits and pieces of peaks in what happens into your business. So as long as that happens, you're in the right track. Yeah, makes sense?
How are you traveling?
We probably go
He's
too
like,
fast.
go faster,
Very-
Pajama says hit it hard.
No,
So
this is good.
so
Okay.
far so good.
So here's on top of that. So here's the structure. We call this phase 1 or mobilization phase. In this 3-week phase, each week here, right? What you should expect from serious team members, meaning people who told you they want to make a part-time income at least. At least 2 home meetings each week per week, right? And at least 3 shares of the link, right? Give out to 3 people, 3
Per day.
links. I'm gonna put 3 links per day, right? 20 links per week. That is somebody who wants to work on a part-time basis, is what you want to expect. Now, if there is somebody in Melbourne who are already doing home meetings and there's another 5 people in Melbourne who are also there, maybe you don't want to be breaking them up. It's better for them to do these 2 meetings together, because the more prospects in the room, the faster you're going to close people, because there's more excitement. So I'm not suggesting these are all separate meetings, right? Sometimes it's too far and they'll do different meetings, but if they can, it's good for them to build synergy. And start from home meetings, build into smaller venues and stuff like that. Now, as we transition, then you do your event, your training, and then here the momentum is, like you're saying, we're gonna ramp it up. Usually this is 5 home meetings per week, right? And then instead of 3 links per day, this will be maybe, I would say 5 to 10. We usually say 10 and people do 5, pretty much, but it's gonna ramp up in all the different things. Does that kind of make sense? And so, these.
Yep.
So basically, that's kind of the infrastructure of how it's happening, and that's what, this phase here is the stabilization phase. As you get so many new people into the system because of promotions and your momentum phase, you gotta catch them here and plug them into your system and train them, and get them to take consistent action. And then after the event, they're gonna go hard, right? Because otherwise, you're gonna quickly have attrition. We need to stop. Okay, now we got them in. Now we make sure we build them a little bit up and take consistent action.
And just to emphasize that, at least on this phase, once a week, you're gonna have a training where you get everybody, all the new people, if you wanna do it through Zoom or whichever way, and you're gonna teach the basics of what they need to do for the next week, right? And that's gonna be for everybody, including members, including new team, and once a week. On this momentum phase, no need for training. It's all about action, massive, massive, massive action. The only thing people need to do when they sign up someone is, how many people can you put me in front of? Or how many people, you get the system today, you're gonna invest your money into the system. Let's just help you to share the link and give the link to people so they can watch it, and let's invite them to the presentation so they know they're coming to an MLM, they know the product, and basically they're just coming to make sure that you are the right person, the right people that he or she can work with.
Yep.
Okay? Now, very important, as you're gonna get closer to convention, biggest mistake we've ever done, and we learn from our mistakes, right, is, I don't know if it's happened to you already, if not, it will happen, is we used to go to convention, get really excited with our team, right? 100
Especially
plus
coming from
people,
Australia to Vegas.
right? And then it's like, hey, we are in Vegas, let's just have fun, right? After the event, right? People are the most excited at the end of that event. You need to use that again to harness that energy. So if they need to go holiday, they're gonna go a week, maximum a week prior to the event, right? They're gonna make sure that they get as many team members as possible to the event, invite, help everyone to do that. And that week before the event, if it's in Vegas, hey, let's go to Vegas, let's have fun, let's do everything. By the time we get to the event, we have spent all the money, right? And we are 100% focused on the event. We get excited at the event, and before the event, the convention is finished, we give them, I have a meeting, specific meeting with my team, right? And I'm gonna give them clear direction. I'm gonna have already a meeting with all my leaders, and we have a structure of events, home meetings, follow-ups, everything. And then everybody in my team knows exactly, depending on where they are, what they need to do.
By the time people land in Australia, it's pure action. These are my events. This is how much I'm inviting. In fact, on the plane back, this is what we used to do. We used to even fly together with the team, and on the plane, we're making lists of people they're going to be calling. We're like,
Yes.
you got your plan. You got like this. This is what we would do for 16 hours on the plane. So that's kind of like, and we even suggested before you leave Vegas, give a few people a call and say, I'm in Vegas. I'm so excited. I need to talk to you as soon as I land. You know, like this, so people land from Vegas, it's all action.
But the main thing is that no holiday after the event. The opposite. Go before, and after you kind of go into motion. You know, and I know there is a long trip. Usually, when you go to US, you come back, you're a little bit jet lagged and everything. But they can still work for a week a little bit, and then, as I said, you know, after that week, probably they will kind of die off a little bit. But you have new people, fresh blood that you can work with, train, and get into that excitement and momentum again. And you can do week after week, month after month, and you can see within 6 months, I mean, your team is so big, you don't even know people that are coming into your team ever again.
Yeah.
How's all that so far? We got it recorded.
That's all really good. Yeah. When you said the link, like send 3 links, is that the presentation I did yesterday?
Yes.
Yes.
So as your team members, you know, have their own membership, right? They will have their own personal link. It'll be Masha dot. By the way, I love your name, Lifestyle Bosses. I do like it. It's awesome. Yeah. You know, lifestylebosses.com. So I'm going to share my link 3 times a day. That's my job. And I'm not going to copy and paste it. I'm not going to send it in an email. I'm not going to text it to anyone. I will either give it face to face and I will watch the video with them, or I will be on the phone with them so that they log into the website and watch it. That's really important. So, homework number 1. For the rest of the year, book the dates for these meetings. What are your dates? Ideally, I would suppose it's 7 days before the end of the month kind of thing, right? Or just before the end. And then you would want to decide.
Okay. So,
yep.
I've already got a date booked for Melbourne next month, and it's actually on the 31st and the 1st. So starting the month after, go 5 days before the end of the month. And I think the next one's going off Harbour.
Great.
Because my brother-in-law owns the skydiving place, and I want to sort of.
Oh, we might have to visit you then. So I'm looking at June, you know. Typically, this kind of events, what we used to do would be on a Saturday. I'm looking at June. Maybe you want to do this on the 24th is like, you know, 24th is a Saturday in June. So that's kind of around there is where I would plan it. And important, no matter where you are, everyone else in the team is going to do it as well by themselves. And you're going to be on Zoom doing it with all of them.
Yeah.
So that you're always in Coffs Harbour, you're always in Melbourne, you're always in Brisbane, you're always on the Gold Coast.
Sydney.
Yeah. What about France? How is the team in France ready, or how far along are they?
We've got good numbers in France. Mm-hmm. The problem is that a lot of them are still not athletes. So we really need guys sharing with locals and really getting something entrenched. And what's missing, definitely the language barrier.
Right.
So we need to get in French. And I've also got some French Canadians.
Oh, very cool.
That are having a few. So in Canada, they need the translation as well.
Right. So when you get the presentation, when we have it approved by the company, whatever, when it's ready, you might want to subtitle it in French. The whole thing, the whole 13-minute video. There's a really great cheap service you can do that with. It's called rev.com. It's a website, rev.com. And I think it's like $5 a minute. They will subtitle it for you. So in that way, what will happen is you have this funnel that we're building out for you right now, right? So people come in and this is the opt-in page. This is where I give the name and the email to the member that gave me the link. This is my presentation page with the buttons underneath, and this will be my products video page, right? Like this. So you could have this funnel in as many languages as you wanted. So obviously English and French are really interesting for you. So the only thing that we would need is somebody help us translate the titles here, right? You can get one of your team members to help.
Yeah.
And you subtitle this video. I wouldn't even worry about the product videos right now because most people just watch them and they're...
Is that it?
It's RAV.
V for Victor.
V.
Yeah, V for Victor. Yeah.
So when you finalize that and
Cool.
make sure it's approved by corporate, so you don't have to do it twice. Go there and you're gonna submit your video, your YouTube link, and they're gonna come back and give you a file that is called .srt file. And if you give that to Isabella, we will fix it and we'll make a video with subtitles in French.
Beautiful.
So the way they will see it, by the way, here on top, we will have, and we do have for other systems, the flags, and they click on the flag, and basically what it does, if they click the flag in here, it changes the whole funnel to the actual language or the country. And if by any reason they don't do it
Yes.
here, they still have the option to do it here and also to do it here. So that way, you can do,
Brilliant.
from Australia, you can prospect somebody in France, but it can be an Australian in France, or it could be a French in France,
Yeah.
or whatever. So you have all the options, and obviously all these then will show in the back office.
That's good. We had people sign up from Finland last month.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Well, there you go.
And
So
when
we're
they,
going to need this in Finnish as well.
yeah, and I think I'm not sure that website does Finnish. I know it does French, English, Spanish, and stuff. But you could easily take the English subtitles and get one of your leaders to translate.
Yes.
So that's
Yeah.
all simple stuff nowadays. So that's kind of so that covers a little bit about the infrastructure you're creating to be able to scale. So I think those event dates, you're figuring out. And then the real important stuff is starting weekly home meetings throughout your team. Those 37 promoters, if they're really keen, they need to be doing 2 meetings a week. And the reason we insist on that is because by the time you do that, your prospects and your team's prospect that are coming to those events, they're not saying, oh, I can't come this week, and no, I can't come next week. You got 2 chances, Tuesday and Thursday, whatever it is, right? So it gets more opportunities. And it also builds momentum faster because you got 2 frequencies through the week where, if I sign up on Tuesday, like Miguel showed you, I'm going to sign up some people and it's going deeper. That's the depth again, right? When you go from, and that's all in the training, you're going to go through a lot of these things. We're just kind of mentioning it, but like the depth and duplication is the frequency of touches. It exponentially increases with it. Yeah.
So far, so good?
So far, so good? Yeah.
So far, so good.
Excellent.
So that's, so I think we got some clear goals. I think it will be really helpful for you. The way we see goal setting, by the way, and the way you can work with your leaders, the way we can work with you is, it's very important goals are set on a weekly basis. Monthly too. Monthly is great because that's when you rank up and the whole thing happens. But on a weekly basis, it's very important that the revenue goals are set up too. Monthly gets a little long and people go to sleep for the first 3 weeks of the month. So, every week, and there's 4 weeks during the month, right? What we would like to work with you, and you're going to just duplicate what we do, right? Is you're going to set a goal. So, for example, if your revenue is 220, I'm assuming your weekly is around, let's say you're setting a goal for 60, right? More or less. Okay, so let's say Brandon's he's gonna set a goal. The only goal that you ever want to help people set is revenue goal. Not how many people they're gonna sponsor. That's all if they're doing the right action, which is in the plan. You know my planning and tracking tool inside the system? Have you at all used it a little bit? Not yet. We'll go through that.
No.
We'll go through that.
Yeah.
So, you set a weekly goal, and I would love for you every Monday to give us a little box and say, it's Monday, 1 o'clock Dallas time, I'm ready. We know 1 p.m. in Brisbane is Dallas because our company is in Dallas too. So, here's my goal. 7 days, here's my goal, whatever it is, right? We'll talk about what it could be. And then I want you to break it off into the different legs and leaders, right? Because that's how you actually increase it. So you're going to say, hey, Nairi, is it Nairi, right? Your sister? Nairi is going to do, Nairi and the leg below her is going to do, 30, right? And the other leg is going to do 25. And then we got the other people there doing 5. Basically, this is not the right breakdown, but you want to break it down for where this volume is coming from each leader. Because then you can go to Nairi, Red, Karen, Clint, all these people and say, so what's your goal for the week? How are we going to do that? If I have a leader that has a goal of 5,000, let's say, beneath them, right? That's my turnover. And let's say they're doing 2 meetings, right? And one package is 500, am I right? Is it 500 points? How many points does a package give you?
650 points.
Perfect. Okay, so let's just say I set a goal of 6,500. I know I gotta have 10 packages coming in. So your question to Karen or whoever's setting the goal of 6,500 is, Karen, how are we gonna get 10 packages? How many meetings are you running? How many people within your team are actually working? And are they all doing 3 links a day? And okay, so you go and do that with them. So your top 7 people that you were sharing with us, Monday, they're going to Vox you or whatever, text you, say, my goal is, and here's how I'm going to do it.
Good.
And then, of course, through the month, obviously, your overall goal is whatever, 250 or whatever it is, right? And that you're obviously in the last 7 days for the last week, you really push it up and you close the month strong, but it's essential you do that on a weekly basis.
Perfect. I love it.
Because as you're planning with the leader, then you're going into what's happening. Okay, what are the events? It could be, especially at the beginning, I would say you want to have a 10-minute conversation with each of them on a Monday. Or whenever. So I'm just saying, just a little bit of coaching through that will be useful for them. Very good. Questions?
No question.
No,
Okay,
it just
cool.
breaks up sometimes, and we didn't hear you.
Oh, yeah. We're good.
Yes.
Okay. As Master said that, how do you communicate right now with them, with your main leaders? Do you have a group where you communicate with them, or how do you do it?
WhatsApp.
On a daily basis? Okay.
Just personal. So,
Okay.
so Karen, a weekly meeting, okay? Rhett and I speak every.
Okay.
My sister and I will speak sometimes, because sometimes.
So might be a good idea, and again, you know better your team and how you can. The main thing is always, this is the biggest goal always for us whenever we are doing anything, is how can we unite everyone despite of all their differences, so they make my life easier also, and they make their own lives easier. Because if you are able to, when you are able to unite your top leaders, guess what will duplicate? They will try to unite. And the way you explain to them is that, it's like, you say to them, like, if you're gonna have 5 leaders in your team tomorrow, do you want to do 5 times the same thing, or you would like to do it once and everybody follows, right? You put them together in one group. I would say, since you're getting used to use Voxer, maybe you can make a group with Voxer, right? You can name it, Lifestyle Bosses Leadership or something like that, and you keep them accountable every day. When they need to communicate with you and it's something really, really personal, they can do it personally. But when you need to communicate something that is for everyone, hey guys, I haven't received all your goals, and I would encourage everybody also for a little bit of competition sometimes to actually send you the goals in that group, so everybody's kind of accountable and
Yes.
and no, obviously you're gonna set up the rules. It's very important always, like no judging. You're coming, always understanding everyone. The tide raises all boats, and things like that. So you know all this. I mean, you've been working with teams, and you know exactly, especially in a professional level, how the ego sometimes get in the way. So you know
That's
exactly what to do.
And so, the leaders, I would even encourage you less phone calls of just chatting. I mean, in your free time, of course you're chatting to people, but when you're doing business, Voxer is really good because you just leave a message, it's done. People can listen to it in their own time. And, if it's a 3-way call so I can help you close a new person, sure, I'll get on a phone call.
Yeah.
But just become, starting to teach them to be really effective. It's not about you not giving them time. It's about them learning to be effective and not wasting time. And the leaders after that.
Yes.
And as you're setting the rules or the expectations, right? One of those expectations should be, I need a Voxer from you at least once a day. Usually at the end of the day, you need to, how you went through the day. How many people,
what's happening
the
in
biggest
your team.
challenge, how so you know exactly where everybody is. When I don't hear from you for 2 days, I will call you. If you don't answer, I will consider you gone, kind of thing. Just to
not quite, but and these 7 people that you're really that are leaders. I would say the new thing coming out now, even before you launch a system, is let's have 2 weekly meetings, and maybe some of them are with you in the same location, so you do that with them. But people need to start, and so your KPI is how many meetings per week you're having. The minute you start to have, let's say 20 meetings, and then going to 50, and then to 100 meetings, small meetings, these are 10, 20 people. But when you get to 100 meetings, that $1 million volume is a given. So as you're scaling that business, that's a good thing to watch and see who's doing them and how they're growing, how many people in each of them. Cool.
Perfect.
Yeah. I want to share with you the planning and tracking, because that's going to be really important for your team to understand. So I'm logging into the Momentum Duplicator, just here, share a screen with you. And of course, and then we'll go and talk about the system as well. It's a little slow. So we're sharing anything here?
No, there.
Share the screen.
There. And maybe the settings on the actual screen.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Just it's just loading still. Okay, getting there.
That's fine, you can still do it.
Okay.
Oh, I can do that.
Let's just go to Miguel's, because I know the password. Slowly logging in. Right. So inside your system, you're going to have this part exactly the same, right? And this is really for everyone in your team to come once a month and get their business plan and then track it, right? I probably showed it to you when you were first looking at the system. We probably went through this briefly, but you're now going to start to understand all the things we've been saying. It's like it starts from here. So first thing they do is they take a quiz, right? Once a month. So if it's a brand new person, never made $1,000, that's what they're going to determine. Anyone who's already made $1,000, they're going to aim for the next kind of ranking up, $10,000 a month. And it may take a few months, but the activity level will be the right. Okay, so they choose that. Then they go and answer what they have been doing through the month, last 30 days. What was my activity like? And the reason that's important is because now they're going to get a comparison between what I need to do for this income level I've just chosen, and they get a quiz result, right? They get a video telling them exactly how that works. and it compares it to the monthly goal for my income. So let's say last month I only talked to, so people contacted means just contacts. I haven't shared prove it yet. So it means if I've only talked to 30 people, like send a friend request on Facebook, that's far too few if I want to really get this business off the ground, right? So the goal is 20 people a day for 20 days of the month, which there is training about it, and it doesn't take more than, half an hour a day sitting in front of your computer reaching out to lots of people if you've gone through your warm market already, right? Then, last month I invited 10 people. It means I sent out 10 links in the whole month. That's not enough. I need to do 60, which is 3 links, 20 days of the month, right? So, and all of that. Now, we've just been sharing with you duplication, members at weekly meetings. Like, if I'm only wanting to do $1,000 a month, you'll see there's only 10 people in total that need to have attended. And I've done that. That was good, right? So it's green, this part. Now, if you Brandon, you're going to go for the $40,000 a month level, your KPIs that the system gives you for that level will be different, especially for like number of home meetings without you.
That means that you're dialing in, not that you're not there. You're not there physically. You're just dialing in. You're always involved somehow.
Right. Members earning $1,000, 3-way calls with your team. So, and both of these obviously are different for each income level. And then the person goes and tracks that. Now that they've got a plan that they can check it out all the time through the month and remind themselves, they're going to go and track it. So guess what? If today is 5th of May and I've reached out to 12 people on Facebook, I just enter it in and that's automatically saved. And if I want to go and look at my stats for the people contacted, I now see what I'm doing. I can even go back to yesterday, right, and see maybe edited, maybe I didn't do it right or forgot to enter it and stuff like that. So for each of those 10 KPIs, I just come here and I enter them. So it's now giving me a self, coaching accountability. And that's kind of, when you're setting goals with people and when you're actually talking to your greater team on a call once a week is like, it's going to be very important every day you come in and track your results. Track your activity. I think we just lost your video a little bit. That's cool.
I'm still here.
Yeah.
Walking around.
Yeah, it's probably faster for you maybe without the video, I get. It's cool. I'm going to stop sharing the screen too because that adds extra bandwidth for you and it's slowing it down. Yeah. But that's, your... Yeah, and that's probably one very important thing for planning and tracking that really helps you for your greater team, but also for your leaders. Like, these things here, are you really doing those things that, Momentum Tracker tells you to do and stuff like that? So it's an accountability rather than them just calling and saying, people are not working. I don't know what to do, right? Well, there's clarity in the planner what you need to do, and we're going to make a plan of your numbers, where it's going to come from. So let's just do those activities with your team.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
I like it very much.
Yeah. So that's kind of mainly, I think, the plan of action. So let's now go to the system a little bit and talk a bit about the launch. I think the most important thing is, when do we want this launch to happen? So that we're ready.
Yesterday.
I was thinking first week.
Go ahead, Brandon.
About the 7th.
Sorry, you broke up a little bit. Say again.
I was thinking about the 7th or 8th of June, week in June.
Okay. Let us look at that schedule right now and we'll check it out. Guess where we are? We are actually in Vegas. We're speaking at a network marketing event. So that is definitely possible. And, so what happened, we just need to look at a time. So what happens towards the launch, I'm sure you've listened to that, is we're going to have 3 videos training that you'll be sharing with your team through your Facebook groups or whatever you do, or emailing and leaders sharing.
Yeah.
And by the time the 3rd video is live, we are going to have a big Zoom call with everybody in your team. And that Zoom call ideally will be connecting locations. So it won't be 300 people on a webinar. It will be, I don't know, 3, 4, 5, 6 locations and 20, 30, 50 people in each location together. That's a really, we feel that's a much better way of doing it. People being together, you know, answering some questions if they need to, celebrating together, all of that becomes much more exciting.
Yes.
So 7th or 8th of June, would that be in the evening, Australian time? Probably have to be during the day if we're in the US, no?
I'm just checking.
What time of the day would you get people together?
I really think it would have to be at the work hours for most people.
After work hours, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So like 8 o'clock at night?
Yeah.
Yeah, 8 o'clock.
Okay. What time is that for us? Like 2 in the morning?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think so.
That's fine. We might have to do it.
That's all
We'll
right.
see how.
Yeah.
We'll probably be jet lagged anyway.
So you guys,
7, 8.
will you guys be in Vegas?
Yes.
We will physically be in Vegas.
Hey, yeah, when are you back?
We are back. I feel like we fly back in on Monday the 12th in the evening. Yeah.
Okay, look, I'm happy to work around guys because the next 2 weeks, Sunday, I'm Noosa for the next 2 weeks doing a course.
Right?
So I'm actually doing NLP, life coach, hypnotherapy course.
Wow.
2 weeks face to face. My time's going to be limited. Like I'll be doing like the Juba stuff in the evenings.
Yeah.
So if we said the 14th,
Mm-hmm.
that would just give me a bit of breathing space.
Okay. Okay. So you're saying you're doing the course
On the 15th.
in May, or you're doing it around the 14th?
I'm doing the course in May.
Ah, got it.
So my time is limited for a 2 week period.
Okay.
Got it.
So this will give you some breathing space to get yours and everything sorted and done. That's needed to launch.
Why don't we just do it on the 14th in the evening, and that way, you know, we are definitely on this time zone and won't be like
Perfect.
dialing in jet lag for you.
We're talking June now, right?
Yeah. So 14th of June. Okay. Are you already driving to your meeting? Are you kind of pushed for time?
No. I'm driving to my meeting. It's 15 minutes in town.
Oh, okay. So I think
So things are good. No.
14th of June, and so you remember
Yes.
and then at the launch, we're gonna give a special prize to everyone, so that people who do come on board have a super huge discount. So that $347 US, 347, and then you can decide, and together with your leaders, how long you want that for. We're totally cool for having it a week or 2 or 10 days or whatever you guys feel. Have some kind of window of time so that the people who are serious in the team can adopt it and get that. And together with that special prize, they will also get if they renew in 12 months, that yearly prize will still be that $347, meaning $50 discount from the normal price. And nobody else will ever have access to that. It's just the founders, right? In addition to that,
Yes.
we will also give 2 other programs that are not inside the actual software. So you can decide which ones. And that's why we give you access to all the programs. There's 15, there's a lot of different programs. You can decide, and doesn't need to be short notice. It can be short notice.
If you don't know, we can always share our thoughts on that, but we want to make sure that what you feel is the right thing for your team. If you don't really know, you can ask, and we will give you some advice, I guess. So.
But typically, the home party one, Ultimate Pajama Boss, Ultimate Pajama Party, 3-way Master Code is a good one. Q Momentum is a good one. all of those. Just have a look.
And,
There's
Yeah,
plenty.
perfect.
and those bonuses, to be clear, will be only available for people that purchase throughout the launch and only for those that purchase the yearly. So we are trying to reward people that take action and they commit for a year in advance. So that way, you know, you have them already committed for a year and you can work with them.
In addition, if people can't afford the yearly, there will be a $39 per month, you know, pay now $39 and cancel whenever you want. And anything they ever purchase with Pajama Bosses has a 30-day refund guarantee. So, you know, somebody comes in and then they go into a thing and they don't want to do business anymore, they can refund with us no problem, up to 30 days. That's all cool.
Perfect. That's great.
Yeah. So that's kind of the immediate plan, I think. And then, do you have any questions? Is there something you wanted to ask us?
No questions yet. Perfect.
Excellent.
All right, sounds good. So I think the number one thing for you is check with the company if that video is okay as it is. I will watch it for the content anyway. I know the video in the middle, but I'll watch for the rest of it, and we'll give you some comments on that as well.
In the meantime, we're going to be in Dallas anyway, so we might be also maybe dropping off by the office anyway. So we will try to kind of, if there is a little bit of a, I don't know, wishy-washy kind of trying
If
to
they're
decide,
not allowing you something, we'll push them.
We'll talk to the lady a little bit and see if we can get a little bit of extra
Okay.
allowance to do something. So
We're in Dallas at the end of May for 2 or 3 days. Okay, I think that's kind of what we wanted to do today, and but just always here on Voxer for you, and we're excited to meet you hopefully very soon.
Perfect. That's good. Hey, I've got a quick question.
Yep.
When I speak to compliance, obviously going to have to send an email. I want to know how to word the email. Like, if I say to them, can I use the Campfire video on a website? I know I'm going to say no. But can I share the video via a YouTube link? Say yes.
mm-hmm.
But how do I word this? Like, can I share the Campfire DNA PowerPoint presentation, which I share with prospects via YouTube?
Yes, it won't be via YouTube link because you will be actually embedding this video on your team system website.
Yeah.
So just be completely transparent with them. We will find a
Yes,
way, because we don't want them to come back and like be really nasty after, which sometimes they can. But we just say, yes, I'm creating like a marketing system for my team, and I'm creating my own PowerPoint video that I have created, and I would very much like, a small portion of that to be the Campfire video. Yeah. Can I insert it into my PowerPoint and share it?
And just tell them, just when you write it, just say that video, the length of that video will not be modified. It will not be, I will not insert anything inside that video. That video will be played as it is. The only thing is before that video, I'm just saying hi to everyone or something like that. So they understand that video in itself is not going to be modified at all. It's just the actual video that you're just sharing with people.
Perfect.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Very good.
Sounds very good. And have a really good meeting with your leaders.
Yeah, and as Maisa said, anything you need,
thank you.
Just ask. We're always one Voxer away, and anything, whatever it is, anything that we can help.
Okay, I got one more question.
Yes.
So I've got some real stuff off you today. Okay. Little daily actions and all sort of stuff. Is it best? So personality, right? Gung ho, go all in right now. Is not to share too much of this information until we've got the system fully set up.
No reason. You're fine. You can tell them everything.
Yeah.
It's fine.
So, but hey, I really think we need to be having more home even enough. Or hey, let's set some weekly revenue goals, like start implementing this process.
Correct.
Yes. Yeah.
Just exactly. Start exactly this.
Right.
And I would say to them, hey, I just got
Yeah.
off the call and this is what the expert says. I'm not inventing this. It's like, this is what they told me to do.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to be at $1 million, revenue in the next 12 months? Do you each want to do that? If you want to do that, here's the process.
Yeah.
You need to have 2 meetings a week.
Yeah,
Now,
cool.
some, you guys may do it together in one location, but the rest of them has to do it separate. and so
The
on.
objection that I anticipate they will have
Yeah.
is like, but until we have the system, there's no point in doing this. Just tell them and say, look, do you want to have an extra 10, 20, 30 people already used to this system when the actual, the pages and everything comes, or you just want to start with one person that is
Yeah.
yourself when we do that? Obviously the answer is the first one,
Yes.
right? I want to have more people. So if that is the case, this is what we need to do. And don't worry about the ones that don't want to start right now. We just keep going.
And the same process, like invitation on the call, share a YouTube link. You could use the YouTube link that you've created today,
Yeah.
and then get on the phone again for a 3-way call. The 4th step is people coming to
Yeah.
the meeting.
Cool. All right. Well, you are so I will be making phone calls like crazy.
Hey, don't make too many. Get them on a call and do it once.
Hey, very good advice.
Excellent. Very good.
Thank you very much.
Beautiful lady.
Nice to see you, Brendan. Have a
Okay.
great one.
Bye bye.
Bye.